Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, and this is your preview show. I'm your host Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about the South Africa versus Sri Lanka series. Now, obviously, we're going to be talking about a lot of things today, and mainly, obviously, the Sri Lanka series because I really want to get into it, and I want to talk about everything that happened leading up to it, and I want to talk to you guys, obviously, about what you guys think about the games, etc. And if you guys are interested, I'm going to play you a little bit of the press conference of Mark Boucher's press conference as well. He's been talking a little bit about obviously the test and what he thinks about it, and he spoke about the team and he's updated us on some of the players. He also spoke to us a little bit about where Quinton de Kock will bat, etc., and the aspirations that he has for South African cricket. It was quite an interesting press conference, I feel. And I think Boucher has spoken just like he always does, very confidently in his side and what he thinks the side is going to be doing and what he wants for the side. So I thought I'm going to also put a little bit of my own spin and talk about us facing Sri Lanka as well, because the last time around when they came around here, it was quite tricky. We really struggled. They actually beat us for the first time ever in South Africa. So it was quite a hurtful one for South Africa, losing a series against Sri Lanka. And even though, like in both tests, there were times where South Africa were on top. And it looked like we could have possibly really won those tests until something happened with regards to some of the players. Maybe one player really performed well and really took the game away from us. They had a very good CM attack as well, and their spinners, that we always struggle against their spinners as well. Always, that's always going to happen. I hope that the South African batsmen have worked on that and have worked on their ability to be able to play spin. But I see that you guys have joined in on the show right now, and I just want to talk to you guys about an opportunity that we've opened up recently. We have a super chat. So at the bottom of the screen in the live chat, there's a $sign that you just click on. And when you click on that, it should pop up with an option to obviously buy a comment, or you can buy an emoticon, etc. And you can help us by basically giving us a little bit of a donation and helping us out of here. As you know, we are producing content every single day, and we just want to give you the best possible content, and this will help us. So thanks a lot to the guys that will be contributing within the super chats as well. And to the guys, 40% of you that are watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos. So let's start off with Mark Boucher's press conference. Let's talk about that first. He started off with the squad update and just gave a brief summary of that. So this is what Mark Boucher had to say.
Yeah, first of all, just with regards to our squad, we've got a couple of niggles that there's a little bit of a concern about. So we'll probably make a call either later today or tomorrow regarding those niggles. With regards to what happened the last time of the year, I didn't watch a lot of it, to be honest with you. There were a couple of scores from the guys in the team, and I think we've tried to channel that in the right direction now by just saying to them, guys, we can't just coast into this. We understand where we are as a team, in a sort of a rebuilding stage. We've got some youngsters around as well. We're playing in conditions that suit us probably better than opposition. That's not to say that we won't respect opposition, but I think it's more just about focusing on what we can do with regards from our side, rather than worrying too much about the Sri Lankan side. I think if we can really hit our straps running and talk about and go out there and execute the plans that we've put in place, then I think we're going to give ourselves a very good opportunity to win against them.
So it's good to hear that he's confident. It's obviously good to hear that he knows the direction that he wants South Africa to go into, and that their mindset is winning. So that will give us to obviously stay, but that will give us an indication of how he will set up. It also give us an indication on what South Africa will do. Now, he mentioned that there's two niggles. The two people that he's speaking about is Lungi Ngidi and Clinton Stearman. We haven't gotten an update after they practiced, whether they are okay or not. So we're going to have to see tomorrow. But if they are both injured, that's going to cause some massive changes within the side, because South Africa are really lacking bowlers with KG Rabada out. And if Glenton's out, and Buren was obviously out of it because of COVID, and then if we're going to lose Glenton as well, and Lungi Ngidi, we're going to be in some trouble. And we're probably going to have to then bat two of our all-rounders, Dwayne Pretorius, Vian Mulder, and then obviously then Michael Pretorius, who I consider bowling all-round as well. So we're going to have a lot of new guys in the side then, we would say. But when you look at the batting lineup, and I think that with Keegan Peterson not being able to play, I highly doubt that they're going to play Reinhard van Tonder at 3. Even though I'd love to see it happen, I really doubt they're going to do that. I think they'll go with Rassi at 3 and Faf at 4, because Boucher did speak about Quinny as well, which I'll get to a little bit later. So I'm really excited to see what happens. It's good to know that they want to play with that winning mentality. And here's Boucher talking about that, what their aspirations are.
Aspirations are to start winning and playing a good brand of cricket. I'm also very realistic. It's difficult for guys to sort of stamp their authority on the international stage when they're just playing their debuts or only played 1 or 2 test matches. It's going to take a bit of time for them to feel more secure in their positions. Once they feel more secure in their positions, then they can start driving a sort of philosophy that we'd like to have going forward. With regards to a guy like Faf, he plays, and not only him, there's other leaders within the team as well. He plays a massive role in driving the way that we want to play. Sometimes as a youngster, you come in and you follow your leaders, and if our leaders can lead from the front and almost take the riskier route, if you want to call it that, and the youngster sees this is the way to go, they will follow, and that sort of leads to an environment which is secure, and also an environment which ultimately we would like to be in playing good, attacking, aggressive but smart cricket.
Yeah, smart cricket. Very important word over there from Mark. And it's not something necessarily that they can teach. I feel that players need to understand their game really well if they want to play smart cricket. They need to understand and read the conditions. Like Aiden Markram said, it's not only about the scoring runs quickly, it's also about summing up the conditions and seeing how he should adapt his game according to the conditions and according to how the ball will move around. Now, we know Centurion is known for as a seamer wicket. Although wickets have changed in South Africa a little bit, but I think that Centurion is going to give us basically more of the same. Obviously, that's the Boxing Day test is in Centurion, and there might be a little bit of cracks over there that the ball will move off. And I think with Sri Lanka's bowling attack, Mickey Arthur has been talking about the Sri Lankan team and their bowling attack. And it's been quite interesting that he's very confident about them, and he's already spoken highly about them. But there is one catch, and the one catch is that they recently got an injury to one of their best bowlers. Lakmal is out, so they're not going to have one of their best wicket takers, who has been the top wicket taker, I think one of the top wicket takers against South Africa from Sri Lanka's in this particular squad. So it's going to be interesting to see how that wickets move. I see in the comments over here that Dex has said Mitchell Johnson, Mitchell Johnson did to SA here in 2014. That's exactly what Anik Nokia is going to do to Sri Lanka in the series. And that's going to be interesting. And I really think that's going to be a good one to see, because we're going to have to obviously see if Glenton and Lungi have obviously gotten better and they recover quickly enough so that they can play. Because I would like to see Lungi and Glenton open up with a new ball, and maybe Andrich Nokia come back a little later with reverse swing and obviously with older ball because of the pace that he generates. So it's going to be hectic to see him. I'm so excited to actually see him in action, because it's always amazing. I mean, against England last time out, he was the top wicket taker against England, which was incredible to watch him bowl. I know that South Africa completely got annihilated in that particular series, but other than that, it was excellent from Andrich Nokia. I think he took 18 wickets in that series, and he looked really good. So I'm really excited to see that. To the guys that are tuning in and you want your comments to obviously stand out, there is a super chat that you can activate, which is at the bottom right of the screen. It's a little $sign. Click on it. It should give you options to do comments. or to obviously give some emoticons and help us out a little bit by giving us a little bit of a donation to help us create more content for you guys. Let's look at some of the comments over here before we go into the next clip. Looks like the number 6 position will be either Kyle or Timber. What do you think it's going to be? Let's get to that next, because this next clip this next clip from Quinny, from Boucher about Quinny, opens up the entire, you can say, it opens up the whole batting lineup. So this is what Boucher had to say about Quinny.
I think I spoke about this with regards to England, where we feel that Quinny is is an aggressive player and a dangerous player. Teams, when a guy like Quinny comes in, they know that they've got to land the ball in the right area. So he bats in a position where we feel that he's going to be the most dangerous for us and most dangerous against opposition. So yeah, at this stage he'll be coming in at 5. It's also nice to have a left hand in that scenario as well. He's also around the corner from the second new ball, where we've seen what he can do and the damage and how quickly he scores as well. So it's a sort of aggressive move, but one that we implicated last season already, and I don't see any reason to change as of yet. With regards to him and his workload, it is certainly something that we will be looking at going forward. Quinny plays all 3 formats for us, so where we see an opportunity to maybe change things up for him a bit, and maybe not keep. We are in constant chats with him to manage his load, and where possible to rest him, where possible to give him a break from the gloves. We will do. Test match cricket is the truest form of the game, and I still think that Quinny has a lot to offer as a keeper. That's probably the best position that you are in the field, and that is why he's very suited to being a leader as well.
So number 5 for Quinny, and that will obviously mean that we don't really know who is going to bat at 6. It's going to be an interesting one. I think they'll go with Temba Bavuma, even though I would love Calvin to get a chance as a pure batsman. But I think that they will go with someone like Temba Bavuma, who they're more familiar with. And seeing that he's speaking about them winning the series and winning the game, etc., I think their priority is going to go with familiarity rather than giving new guys an opportunity, which is unfortunate from my end, because I think that now would be the perfect time to actually test and see what our youngsters have to offer in the international scene. So let's look at, I see Dylan, you're saying you're struggling with the super chat. I'm not actually quite sure what's happening with that, why it is not working. It's been working the last 2 nights, so I'm not really sure why it isn't. It should just work by you clicking the $ at the bottom right hand corner. So I don't know what is happening with that, and I can't really check for you. It must be a problem with YouTube. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next question over here in the comments. For me, it should be a huge chance for Bavuma. Markram, been hearing Markram from 2014, and Bavuma also show us what they bring to the table. And I think that they have to stand up now. Bavuma is at that age and is experienced enough to perform immediately and to show what he's capable of. There's so many young talent around in South Africa, and if Bavuma doesn't perform to his potential, then it's just unfortunate that he might lose his place, because there's a lot of competition in the country. With regards to Markram, the same. There's a whole line of opening batsmen in South Africa. Dominic Hendricks, Cyril Evier, Peter Malan, Eddie Moore, Matthew Bretsky, Grant Rulofson. The list goes on and on and on. So it's crazy. Janaman Malan as well, who's knocking on the door. Someone like Matthew Kleinveld that is knocking on the door as well, now that he's moved over to the Knights. So many players are putting up their hand. So it's going to be tough for Markram just to focus and to look forward and to play his best game, because that's what we need him to do. It's his time now to actually show that he can take the game and become one of the best batsmen in that lineup. He was the best batsman that we had against Australia, and he was close to being the best batsman against India when they were here. He struggled in the subcontinent, but so did all of our other batsmen. And I think that South Africa needs to if they ever play in the subcontinent, they need to go a little bit long. They should give themselves some time and go beforehand to the subcontinent conditions and learn there and get some batting coaches and consultants like they did the last time, someone from India to give them some insight. Ashwani Rana saying Glenton is faster version of Vilander. I can see it. I just do think that Glenton needs to work on his second spells. From what I've seen, he's very good with the new ball, and that's why I would like to see him take the new ball. I hope Reynard gets a game. I think a lot of people want to see Reynard get a game. I mean, I'm a big fan of Reynard van Tonder as well. So it's crazy. I really like to see what he's capable of and what he can do at the international level. Then we've got Vernie Rasmus saying, while I want Verani to play, I suspect Pavuma will play, especially with the unavailability of Rabada in this series. I see what you mean over there. I'm not going to get into it and your reason for it. And I know what you're meaning to say there. This time, SA providing bouncy pitch to take against Sri Lanka. They have lost 4 in a row now. Yep, that's true. Is anyone else struggling with the super chat? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening with the super chat. I should say sorry to myself because I don't know what's going on with the super chat. I don't know why it's not working. It's working the last couple of nights. Mohammed saying Sri Lanka will win. Sri Lanka don't have a bad side. I mean, it's going to be a tough one to play. They're going to have majority of the same team that played the last time over here. So I guess the players that are in the squad, majority of them of the senior guys, obviously, and will know what to expect. But also on the flip side, the newer guys who haven't played against them yet don't have that burden or that baggage to carry with them. So they can really just go out there and express themselves. And I think that Centurion is the perfect place to start. I think there's a lot in it for the bowlers and there's a lot in it for the batsmen at Centurion. And luckily enough, both of our opening batsmen play for the Titans, and that's their home ground. So they should know the conditions. They should know the pitch really well. South Africa, though, must be a little bit wary of a guy like what's his name again? I'm trying to think of his name. I'm phasing out of here. Kusal Pereira, who the last time around he was the guy that actually won the first test. I think it was single-handedly. He batted excellently against South Africa, so he's going to be a danger man, and he's really going to be someone that we must get out. As well as Dimut Karunaratne, because I think that's how you pronounce it, Karunaratne. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, so I'll do it slowly. Because he scored 570 runs in 7 matches against South Africa. He's the highest scorer from the current squad against South Africa. So it's going to be interesting what he's going to do. Him and Pereira, the 2 openers, are going to be very key for Sri Lanka. And we're going to have to get them out early. And generally speaking, if we get them out early, I think that we'll probably win the game. That's my thing. Although you never know what obviously someone like De Silva will do. That's obviously going to be excellent. I actually like him as a player. I really enjoyed watching him play, even though he didn't score big against South Africa the last time out when they were here. But he's a very exciting batsman to watch. Let's go through more of the chats. I'm excited for the series. Hope Issa does well. Markram is the best batsman in the team. Me personally, I think at the moment that the Kock is. I know he's batting at 5 now, so a little bit of an opportunity for him to actually have more time at the crease if we get a collapse. So batting high up, I know it's only 2 places up or so. And I know the Cock's batted 5s. He batted 4, I think, once or twice, and then 5 and 6 and 7. So I would like to see him at 4. I think that would be his best position, and drop the gloves, of course. But obviously, you heard what Boucher said about him taking the gloves and in Test cricket and him being involved in the game as a captain. He thinks that would be a perfect place for him to be. That's why he's saying Kohli is a huge fan of Markram. I don't see Kohli tweet so much about players, but especially mention Markram when he scored 100 against Australia in 2018. Yeah, Markram was excellent. It was very unlucky against India. He scored a 90 odd. I remember Kohli I was at the game and I remember Kohli going up to Markram and just tapping him and putting his arm around him, and this obviously gave him probably some sweet words or to tell him like well played or whatever, because he batted really well against India and he was unlucky to go out in the 90s. This is a very important series for the players just to learn how to win again. Yeah, they need to learn how to win again. They definitely need to learn how to win again. And I think that's how it is. We in the situation where we are obviously finding our best 11 again. In all formats, we're struggling to find that. But in Test cricket, we have a little bit of time now. I'm seeing that we're out of the Test Championship. I think we have a little bit of time to actually find our best players. And then we need to give guys a prolonged chance. I was very upset, actually, that they just dropped Zubair Hamza so quickly, because I would really like to have seen him get another chance. In South African conditions again, playing against Sri Lanka. Because, I mean, he did all right in the subcontinent. Against India, he was good. And over here against Pakistan, he was also he looked good as well. It's just against England, he struggled. And I mean, a lot of batsmen do and well against England. So they're it's not like they're a slouch of a team. But it would have been nice for Zubair Hamza's confidence. I know that he hasn't been in form for the Cobras in recent times, and maybe that was the reason why they didn't opt for him in this particular series. I think what England did to Zach Crawley and Ollie Pope for the first for their Test future, Proteas should do exactly what they did should do exactly that with Reinhardt and Kyle, the likes of Faf, Rassie, Aiden, and Quinton around in Tests. I kind of agree. I mean, I would like to obviously see them play at 6. Like, for example, if you're going to bring a youngster into the team, let him bat at 6. Let the experienced guys move up the order. You've got Rassie now. I wouldn't say he's settled yet. He had a good series against England. I think he scored 3 half centuries. So, pretty good turnout. And he's becoming more of a settled guy and someone that they trust in that side. Looking forward to seeing how Glendon Stearman goes. Me too. I hope he's fully fit. This time, SA providing bouncier pitch to take revenge against Sri Lanka. They have lost 4 in a row now. Karunaratne is best at second innings. His record in second innings of Test is superb. Your best predicted batsman in this Test match, Khalid? I'm going to have to say, because Aiden has so much to prove, and I know he knows that his critics are watching him closely, and I know he feels that he's fighting for his place, I'm going to predict that Aiden's going to be the top run scorer in this particular tournament. And I think it's going to be very close with a guy like Quinny, because I think Quinny is just Quinny. When he's in the mood, he just plays. So you can never actually guess that. Raul just says one word, Vian Mulder. Kamera and Kumara can pose a threat to the SA batting lineup, both capable of bowling up to 150s. Yes, and we've heard all of these things from Mickey Arthur about the Sri Lanka seam attack, which is supposed to be so lethal. So I'm really excited to actually see what they can do and how we bat against them. Because, I mean, generally speaking, we better against seam supposed to be. So let's see how they bat at Centurion. Dwayne or Michal, who bats better? I would say Dwayne. I think Dwayne bats higher up for the Lions than what Michal would bat for the Knights, or what Michal did bat for the Lions when he was there. So I think Dwayne is a better batsman. Michal's the better bowler. He's also quicker. Michal is quite quick as well with the ball. QDK, obviously, I'm thinking that you're saying that he would be the top batsman of the tournament. Thoughts on Vian Mulder? I think Vian Mulder is an excellent talent. I think he's a better batsman than a bowler, though, personally. I know that you guys have seen him bowl a lot more for the national side than batting. But for his school, and when I watched him, I admired his batting more when he was at school level, Kaimachola weeks, etc. I was really taken aback about how calm at the crease he was and how calculated he was at the crease. So I think that Vian Mulder is a guy that can bat 5 in the future and also bowl. I think he has the ability. The only problem with Vian Mulder is he's not as quick as people might say, as he would like to be probably. If he was a little bit quicker, I think that maybe would have swayed some people's mindset about him. But I think that he can play a role. If he can kind of do a Cullis role in a way with the ball towards when Cullis was towards the end of his career, bowling that 135s around about there, keeping the ball on the right spot, holding up an end so that other strike bowlers can attack from the other, then Vian Mulder will be an excellent player for South Africa, which I think he will be. If Rassie doesn't score runs this series, I'm sorry to say he can't be blocking KP or Reynat at that number 3 spot. I think that's quite harsh on Rassie though, because I think Rassie's been the most consistent player for South Africa. I mean, his first tour, his three half centuries. I mean, almost got a century against England. He was unlucky to go out. And to just drop him if he has a bad 2-match series, I think is a bit unfair. Although, then again, blocking youngsters, we don't want to see that happen. I think KP would have had an opportunity in this series. Unfortunately, he's now out of the series because we all would have liked to see him bat at 3. There were some guys saying in the comments that they would have rioted if he didn't play. Is Kusal Mendes in the Sri Lanka team? Yes, he is. He'll probably bat at 3, I think. So we'll have to see how he plays. I hope he doesn't play well for South Africa's sake. Faf will be the best in the series. Another one, obviously, I was Dixon again. For Pakistan tour, SA should hire Mahela Jayawardena as a batting coach because she was excellent player of spin bowling in his playing days. True. I mean, I would like to see some international guys get an opportunity as well to help South Africa out. It'd be interesting to see. So I'm predicting South Africa to win the series. I think that we have enough. I really think we have enough to be able to beat Sri Lanka. I think that South Africa needed more. I don't know if I can say that because in the last 20 games, Sri Lanka haven't been that great. So it's not like they are in great form at the moment either. So I think they've only won 6 out of their last 20 matches. And 4 of those victories came against South Africa. 2 games away and 2 at home here in South Africa. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. I'm really excited about the game. And I hope that South Africa can win this one. Khalid, I have a question. Do you think our youngsters are prepared for Test match cricket as soon as they get out of Sunball cricket? That's an interesting question. And I'm sorry I'm taking so long to answer it because I really need to think about how I answer this. You see, I don't think you can really know whether someone is ready. There are certain players that just perform no matter what the circumstances are. If you look at a guy like Rassie van der Dussen, who's played for years in the domestic level, as soon as South Africa picked him in Test cricket, he was instantly ready and he instantly performed. Then you look at a guy like Quinton de Kock, who never played much for 4-day cricket, but he was picked immediately because he was so talented. And look how he turned out, one of South Africa's best players. So you can't really tell if it is about 4-day cricket. It's the way a person approaches it. So when you look at a guy like Aiden Markram goes back to domestic cricket and he cleans up. I mean, look at all the centuries he scored this season. So he goes back to domestic cricket and he cleans up. And then he goes to international cricket and he was excellent against Australia, Bangladesh. He was excellent against India. I know, look here, he scored a 60 against India. I mean, we looked at it and we were obviously going on about him and how he didn't play well, but I mean, he scored a half century against India. So it's something that we can't really weigh up. It depends how you look at it and what type of player it is, and to see how they perform. George Linder for Pakistan tour. Let's not talk about Pakistan yet, guys. Rassi may not be experienced on the international level, but he's one of the few experienced cricketers in our squad. I think he holds on to the spot going forward. He's very well respected as well in the dressing room. A very respectable guy, really nice guy, and he's always a very inspiring player. He likes to inspire the people around him. I really like the way he picks people up and how he encourages them to be better and to stay focused. So I've seen him do it with the Lions, like how he is with the teammates and stuff, and they turn to him for that support. How's the weather in Centurion for the match? I actually did not check that. Let's see. I might as well. We have Google in front of us. We can see what the weather will be like. Let's see. So tomorrow it seems sunny, 27 degrees. It's going to be a scorcher. Saturday, scorcher. It's 28 degrees Celsius, these guys. Sunday, 29 degrees. Monday, 29 degrees. But then on Tuesday, guys, it looks like there's going to be rain. And typical Pretoria, 30 degrees with rain. So we're going to have to clean up Sri Lanka in 4 days. Like, hopefully. I see Ravi saying, yes, great to be back in the 021. Welcome to Cape Town, Ravi. So welcome back, bro. Back home, I would say, for you. We must meet up, maybe all for coffee or something, all with restrictions and everything, of course, with social distancing. No hugs, Ravi, for me. You can't, eh? Fraser Jones is playing in England. Sorry, yes, he is. Sorry, I missed that question. I'm not too stoked about Rassi to bat at 3. I think he's better suited to bat at 4-5. Fair enough. Interesting point. Dylan saying weather looks good. Just saw on Twitter that legendary commentator Robin Jackman passed away, awaiting news reports. Well, condolences to him and his family. That's really sad to hear. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm sorry that the super chat did not work. Maybe for tomorrow's stream after the game, we're going to be doing reviews after the game. Maybe you guys can then tune in, and maybe hopefully the super chat works for that game, and you guys can support us on the channel. Obviously the badge is at the bottom right of the screen. It's a little $sign, and you can click on there and you can have comments, pay for comments, and your comments will obviously pop up on the screen and be highlighted. And you can also purchase some emoticons as well, which is interesting too. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and subscribe, of course, to the monthly magazine. It's free. Link is on the screen and in the description. If you want to know for all updates, cricketfanaticsmag.com is where you'll find all your updates. We have, of course, all the Sri Lanka series things that you need to know will be in the Sri Lanka series tab, which is on the site. Just click on that and you'll get updated with all of that too. If you guys have a business and you're looking to make sales online, even if your business is offline, there's a free tutorial on this channel. So go below in the link in the description and click on that. If you want to promote your brand with Cricket Fanatics Magazine, look on our website. We have adverts all over the show that can send you to the right place for that. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Merry Christmas to everybody. If you didn't see my status and you don't have me on WhatsApp and you haven't seen that, all of that, Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys are having a splendid evening. And I hope you guys will enjoy the Boxing Day test tomorrow. Stay safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. Thanks, guys. Cheers.